In fact, I'm not so sure that I didn't write it and it just got cut from the book. Welcome back, friends. Happy Monday. There's a lot going on up here this morning, and I'm going to try to get it out in an understandable fashion. First thing, for whatever reason, the Rivendell Silver 2 shifters and mounts, I ended up selling more mounts than shifters, which is kind of curious. But I'm still not 100% happy with having the shifter on top of the bar on the hardtack. If you've ever asked yourself, will that Rivendell Silver 2 shifter mount on a Velo Orange Thummy? The answer, at first blush, appears to be yes. I am going to investigate further as soon as I finish up this little missive, and I'll report back. I got a couple of articles sent to me over the last week or two about the fallout from the end of the COVID bike boom. At least one of which was surprised that the boom ended. This is almost, I can't even imagine. If you know anything about the bicycle business, why you would be surprised that this came to an end. I'm a little tired of talking about it, quite honestly. The bike business has been chasing the next big thing, product-wise, since arguably the 70s, but it's certainly since the 90s. It's just been one thing after the next, this one product that was going to save the bike business. Not culture, not infrastructure, but product. And that's one of the ways you end up where we are today, because it's e-bikes now, and it was gravel bikes, and then cyclocross bikes, and then racing bikes. And in the 90s, it was mountain bikes. It's just been one product after the next that somehow we think that it's just going to be in demand in perpetuity. And it's just, it leaves me scratching my head, quite honestly. So I've talked before about the book that I wrote. And I went into a little bit of detail about the process of that book. And one of the chapters that I thought I wrote, in fact, I thought it was the very first chapter, was how to buy a bike. I'm pretty sure that I wrote it. I think it got cut, which is really a shame. So I'm going to, in essence, write it right now. And in my mind, the first sentence of that chapter was, the one thing that I can't help you with is how you're going to ride the bike. You have to be extremely honest with yourself on how you're actually going to use this bicycle. If you're not, the best case scenario is that the buying process is going to be very frustrating. The worst case scenario is you're going to spend potentially, thousands of dollars on a bike that really isn't right for the way you're going to use it. I bring this up, as is often the case. I get emails and phone calls, and a lot of them follow the same trajectory. And it's never about one person. That's why I never name people, because they're just the latest person that's gone down this line of questioning. So if you're if you're going to ask for help on what bike to choose, you got to be really honest about how you're going to use it. But what oftentimes happens is, well, I ride mostly on pavement, but I'd really also like to do this, when there's very little opportunity for you to do that. You see where I'm going with this? If you go down that path of what if, you're likely going to end up with a bicycle that probably isn't the best bike for how you're actually going to ride it. Make sense? Well, most of you know this, but some of you out there may not, and the people that know it may know someone that needs a little help. So you got to look in the mirror and be extremely honest with yourself. How am I really going to use this bike? And from there, the help is easy, because there's probably a half a dozen different bikes that'll do exactly what you want them to do. And you're going to have a great experience, and everybody's going to be happy, which is the way we should be. I hope something good happens to you today.